Reports now of North Carolina. What's up, guys? D7 back at you. Got a lot going on here. These weather events, obviously, they're manufactured, and we've already proven this by looking just at how these systems are setting up and the operations at play, and then the byproduct, the massive flooding, over a foot of rain in some places. We're hearing reports now of North Carolina having massive flooding as well, and then another round hitting Texas on top of what already happened. This, in my opinion, is weather warfare, 100%. This has been ongoing for some time, and even here in the area where I'm from, we've been victim of it. You know, they use a lot of different manipulation tactics, rain bombs, cloud seeding, and targeting areas, hilly and mountainous areas, that will catch the runoff really quick, and it stacks up really quick. It's almost strategic when you look at it. Some of these areas where these storms pull up and they park and they sit in an area where it's going to cause the most devastation. Just like it just did in Texas, where it came down and it met with the Guadalupe River. It just blew that whole town out. And you know, the rescue is still ongoing. I feel that this is an attack we're going to continue to see. It's one that people need to realize. The weather and it being used as a weapon, it's real. I don't think it's going to stop. Look, this is all being controlled by the same powers that be. They control everything. As we call it, the left-right paradigm, illusion of choice. And with Elon announcing the American Party, he retracted that they officially registered it yet. So I went ahead and I removed that information, but I want to clarify that. But they're still backing the American Party. He just hasn't officially done it yet. He's saying now, and this is all being orchestrated by the same people that just cleared the whole Epstein thing, the entire Epstein thing. Try to come out and tell you that he didn't kill himself, that there was no client list. And this is after Pam Bondi said the list was on her desk. Like, man, people need to wake up and they need to rise. Is what they need to do. And they need to stand on the topics that mean something to them. If they don't make a move, this whole thing goes down the tubes just because of that. Because people are docile and they won't even stand up to protect or defend their Constitution and their rights. That's very scary at this point. They're killing everybody that disagrees. I get it, but at the same time, you can't be scared, man. We got to stand. We got to find a way to unite and rise, and to be able to speak on these topics and expose it. So, yeah, the same people that basically are saying Epstein's free and didn't do this or that, same ones that just cut Diddy loose. Man, people, it's the same hand, the beast, that's doing all this. All these staged events, there's going to be more to come. The big event is about to pop off. Big events. A chain of big events are about to pop off. Are you ready? Is anybody ready? There's so much going on that it'll leave one's head spinning. But join me for the live streams where, again, I've got more time to talk about these things in greater detail, dive down some of these rabbit holes. Prayers going out to all the people out there that are victim to all this stuff. And we got to find a way to rise, man, and stop the madness.
So Tennessee probably just did the coolest thing I've seen any state do in a while. If you own a home in Tennessee and you're...
Hey, Shalom Akim Shalom. First thing and foremost, I give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Knows in this gospel, God, living up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever they may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. I was watching Dabu 7, and he was going into the whole weather manipulation with the floods and this whole Jeff Epstein, and he was breaking down on how the powers to be are behind these events that you're seeing transpiring on the earth. And we understand that there's a higher power that's above them that gives them the cadence to do so. All right, so we don't give credit to Esau, but we give credit to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because the Lord controls both sides of the spectrum, right? Okay, like as I mentioned in a previous video, Esau can't do anything without the Most High signature, his badge of approval. So with that being said, there's no such thing as free will, all right? Because, you know, people would look at it like, well, why ain't God doing anything about it? And, you know, the common response to that is, well, because God gives us free will. It's not true. Okay, to say that we have free will is to say that we're powerless. I mean, that the Most High is powerless to stop us from engaging in destructive affairs. In fact, it's the Lord that puts the spirit on these people to do exactly what they're doing. All right, like the scriptures say, the Most High ruled in the kingdom of men, and he set it up over the bases of men. And also the Lord turns the hearts of the kings. So going back to 2023, even prior then, you had particular administrations that spoke about the New World Order. And one I'm thinking about in particular was the WEF, by the guy in the name of Klaus or Charles Schwab, which allegedly he stepped down because out of all the exposure. But you got an even bigger James Bond demon up there, call his ass One-Eyed Freddy. Basically, he's trying to state that population needs to be deprived of water and resources. And water is very essential to the surviving of the human body because we're 70% water. But yet he wants to deprive people of water, man. Okay, so these are the people that's calling your shots, you know, from your big executives, from your big corporations, and people above them, you know, going into the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, you know, the Bilderbergs, your Illuminati. This is what controls, or the Lord uses these powers to be to engage in world affairs. So with the storms and the clement weather and the wars and the proxy wars, which wars are bankers' wars, taxes, child support, you know, particular acquittals of cases, all of the elites have something to do with all this shit, man. All right, from your corporations to your jobs to the very fact that you're living less than a third-class citizen is all due to the elite's wickedness, man. All right, this is why the Lord said that he's getting ready to put an end to this wicked system. And hey, good riddance to this place. All right, and like Dabu was saying, he said people need to rise up and do something. And you know what? Hey, these people ain't gonna rise up until they get these people ain't gonna rise up until their money, even though the money is being tampered with. But the fact that people can go and they can go to work every day, because these people they're literally like, they're just low-class slaves. That's all the American person is a dummy and a slave, all right? They look forward to working and paying taxes and to just living like a bunch of degenerates, as long as they can go out on a weekend and get drunk and high and all types of wickedness. This is all the fuck that they care about. All right, these people would never revolt. Okay, a saying, give them bread and circus, and the people would never revolt. These people would never revolt, okay, no matter what. And this is why the Lord is going to force their hand by clipping the food supply. And once the Lord takes the food supply and clips the food supply, that's when these people are going to decide to get up and do something about it. When they can't go to the ATMs and get their money out of the banks, and they're getting led into this digital technocracy, that's when these stupid people here, because these people are a bunch of fucking idiots, man, and they deserve exactly what the hell they getting. Ain't no way in hell you got a president that's literally infringed on every constitutional right that you have, and yet you still wake up and go to work to support this economy, all because you want to see little BB graduate from my 8th grade fucking class, man. It's stupid. You people should have been up in arms and revolting and attacking the fucking powers that be. You should have been doing that, man. But you people are that damn stupid. You know? A bunch of slaves. What the hell are you people doing? See stuff like this. Like, just dumb people on the highway that don't know where the fuck they're going. I see why Trump wants to put you people in detention centers, man. You don't serve nothing. You're pointless. You're worthless, man. You're useless. Alright? But it says FBI conducts Jeffrey Epstein had no clients, didn't blackmail anyone, and definitely killed himself. Right. And if you listen to the FBI, then good luck. Alright, the FBI ain't nothing but a bought and paid for private security force that spreads disinformation. Okay, they lock up who they want to lock up, And the people who's really terrorists, they don't do nothing about. Okay, you got all types of sleeper cells and splinter cells in this freaking society, man. But yet he wants to go after Issachar. He wants to go after Argentinians, and he wants to go after people from Nicaragua and all that other shit. He wants to go after people that's not posing a proverbial threat to his system. And in fact, the people you going after is actually helping to boost your economy. You know, but you ain't going after terrorists that brought in other surface missiles and all this other wickedness in your country. You're not doing that, man. Okay? And it says he definitely killed himself. He didn't blackmail anyone, and he didn't have any clients. That's a goddamn lie. All right? Everybody knows that Epstein list is bigger than what it is, and they would never bring it out, because at the end of the day, if they brought out the Epstein list, what are you people going to do about it? What, make TikToks about it? Facebook posts, Instagram? You going to do a TikTok dance? Bunch of idiots, man. You ain't going to do nothing. It ain't like you going to go and revolt. Hell, they've infringed on your freedoms this far. You ain't done nothing about it. So, I mean, they at least know that you people, y'all ain't on shit. Period. All right? Just the fact that I'm seeing people go to work and rush and literally have money taken out of their paychecks to do nothing. I was just like, I'm at the point now that I'm convinced that these people will never revolt. Okay? There's going to take a supernatural hand in order to get these stupid idiots in America to do what the fuck they should have done 40 years ago. You know? Every other country is revolting against their government. What are you doing? Well, you know, we got to stay calm because we going to lose. We going to lose what we got. You ain't got nothing, man. They taking everything from you. And we got to suffer because you people ain't doing nothing, man. You know? But anyway, Psalms 36, and I'm going to start at verses, let's start at verses 1, man. It says, the transgression of the wicked said within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. And these devils don't fear the Most High. Because if they feared the Most High, they wouldn't be trying to feed his people to alligators. They're literally getting ready to make sport of you jakes again. You know, alligator Alcatraz. And talking about live streaming the feeding mill. 65 million people, they said, well, the alligators have food now in the form of 65 million people. And that bitch, I forgot her name, the decrepit Edomite bitch, that sociopath, she basically stated, look, man, the alligators got food, you know, and the food is you people, throwing you in mosh pits and feeding you to alligators. That's what they want to do, and you still ain't did nothing about it. You still cool with getting up and going to work every day. Oh, well, I gotta pay my taxes, I gotta pay my bills, because if not, I'm gonna get a foreclosure. Bunch of weak ass people, man. That's why you people need death. All right, you people need nothing less than the missiles, and I see why the Lord has got to do it, because you people ain't right. You know, it says, well, he flattered himself in his own eyes until his iniquities be found to be hateful. Yeah, that's you small hats, man. Okay, you flatter yourself with the work of your own hands and the ill of your doings. You know, setting up people and setting up particular dictatorships and task force to forge your wicked agenda to keep you safe while everybody else is the bad guy, man. This devil got to be stopped. Okay, the fact that you can have a president or presidents that's literally grabbing up kids and raping kids, and you people were cool with it, and you still voted for the motherfucker, man. All right, this guy Joe Biden, his daughter even came out and said he got allegations of sexual molestation against his own goddamn daughter. His daughter brought it out and said, look, she used to have to take showers late at night when a pedophile was asleep because he used to grope in on his daughter. But this is the same damn devil that you stupid niggas wanted to put in office, all because he was a Democrat and you thought he was going to increase your child support. People are low level. And it says the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. Yeah, it's all lies, man. Like this madness here. FBI concludes Jeffrey Epstein had no clients, didn't blackmail anyone, and definitely killed himself. Okay, whatever. It's even if the clown is dead, who knows? But it says here, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. It says he had left off to be wise and to do good. It says he devises mischiefs upon his bed. All right, it says he devised mischief upon his bed, and he set in himself in a way that is not good. He abhorred evil, right? You know, it says he does wickedness on his beds because, you know, the laws and so forth, they write laws to benefit them. Like, the funny part about it is that Trump has allocated certain judges to oversee certain districts to the point that if they was to get lawsuits against the constitutional violations that they were breaking. Basically, those lawsuits are not even being perpetuated in court anymore. They like, look, we don't care. We do what the hell we want to do. Trump is doing what the hell he wants to do. You know, firing judges and lawyers and anybody that opposes his tyranny, he's getting rid of them. So therefore, what he's doing is completely unconstitutional. But the Constitution ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking outdated paper. It don't mean nothing. You know, Jake tried to use his Constitution shit for their benefit. Yeah, in some degree you may be able to use it, but at the end of the day, I mean, you can't hide behind that because that was never written for us. All right? If they don't even go by the Constitution. You know, like I was watching Redacted, and they stated that America is under a state of emergency because you have so many constitutional laws that have been violated. The fact that you have a police force is a violation of the Constitution. The fact you have Title 4D, the fact that you paying taxes is a violation of the Constitution. So you think they're gonna, the more minute shit, you think they're gonna not infringe on you? No, man. You people are slow. And it says the mercy, oh Lord, is in the heavens, and thy faithfulness reach into the clouds. Right, man. So, you know, we got to be faithful through these times. Okay, we got to stay locked in. You know, it's a lot of shit that's going on in the world, and we can't afford to be sidetracked by the minute folly that's going on in this world, bro. All right, like you got a bunch of YNs shooting up everybody, niggas shooting up funerals. You know, we got to stay on the point. You know, because if you lose sight of the way, you can easily fall victim into this thing, man. You know, like the scriptures say, gross darkness cover the people. These people are in gross darkness. You see? Another precept here. This is Genesis 6:11, and I typed in hope, violence in the earth. It says here, the earth was also corrupted before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. Yeah. And this is where we're at now. We call it pre-flood behavior. You see? Like with all the crazy weather and Esau Edom trying to play the Most High. He wants to put microchips in people. Hell, changing the sexes of all types of shit. You know, he wants the animals to be all lethargic and euthanizing them, and he's putting certain spirits on the animals, man. Look at the fucking YN nigga right here, man. You know, just a YN right there, just drove right past me, man, you know. Violence in the earth. But it says here, and the power said unto Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, and the earth is filled with violence through them, and behold, I will destroy them with the earth. And that's where Yahweh Shai is at now. Okay, he wants to destroy you people, and he's going to destroy this society. Okay, because he's had it with you people. I was looking at an article that was sent to me about how 15-minute smart cities and drones and how they want to put this mass surveillance everywhere, and that's the plan. You know, so part of me feel like that's why they're dealing with these storms and so forth, like that shit that just hit part of Texas. You know, that can all be in tandem to set up a smart city, man. You know, we don't know, but regardless of it, they had plans to monitor and to build back, you know, what they would consider build back greater, which is putting you people in a digital prison. You know, so that's why all this shit is happening on the planet Earth, man. You know, we know that they schedule FF, so false FLAGS. You know, even though people do get jacked up in false flags, but nonetheless, when you hear about mass shootings, like as far as schools getting shut up, I believe that they're intent. I believe they control all that. All right, I don't believe that shit is random by coincidence, man. Okay, because you got what they call MK Ultra, when they can basically tap into your psyche and have you to do things that's not productive to society, man. You know, get the fuck out the middle of the street. Damn. Yeah, just stupid shit, man. But anyway, a couple more precepts. And I'm gonna end it. Actually was driving, so Slocky, I was all over the place. But give me 1 second. Let me park this vehicle. Give me 1 second, brother. Slocky. So here we go. So anyway, let's go back to that Genesis real quick. This is Genesis, the 6th chapter, as we call pre-flood behavior. You know, because this man is trying to play the Most High, so therefore the Lord is like, okay, Lord gonna recompense his ass. Genesis 6, and I'm gonna start at verses 11, it says, but the earth was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. Yeah, violence everywhere. That's because you have a wicked rulership. And it reads, and it says here, and the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. For all flesh have corrupted his way upon the earth. So, you know, with the idolatry and all this other shit, that's where we at with the wickedness now, man. You know, this place is full of idols and idol worship. And it reads, it says, and the power said unto Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, and the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. And that's why Noah was commissioned to build an ark, because for the simple fact, the Lord commanded him to do so, man. All right, because that was a form of a safety, or Noah was of the elect of his time, so that was a form of safety, so Noah can escape the pending judgment. You know, violence in earth, another precept I was looking at. Yep, Psalms 58:2. When it reads, it says here, yea, ye work wickedness, and you weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Yeah, you elites, man, through your particular programs and your manipulation and your wars, your forever wars, because everything is done through war, man. Okay, like they're funding ICE. I believe they got funded, what, $30 billion? I think they're getting like $16 billion a year. They're like, how the hell is ICE being funded more than the industrial complex, man? Or something that they mentioned. But ICE literally is getting more money by the year. And why you think that they're doing that? Because ICE and FEMA in tandem would be used to round up people and build up these concentration camps. Because believe it or not, I believe that FEMA and ICE, or ICE is just FEMA in a roundabout way. Because remember, he defunded FEMA, but somehow, some way, they're working in tandem because the concentration camps, man. All right. But it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Yeah. You know, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth their ears, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely, but break their teeth, O power, in their mouth, and break out the great teeth of the young lions, and let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bended his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be cut as pieces. As a snail which melted, let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. All right, and that's basically what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is getting ready to do, man. All right, a new heavens and a new earth is what the Lord is getting ready to create. New heavens and a new earth. All right, Isaiah 65:17. It says, for I will create a new heavens and new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind, yet this wicked rulership. It's not talking about destroying the earth, but a new rulership. All right. 2 Peter 3:13, and I end it. Matter of fact, let's start at verses 10. But it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, meaning the missiles, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that there are in should be burnt up. Yeah, this wickedness, the adultery, the murdering, you know, just the evil, the idolatry. It's really idolatry at the end of the day. It says, seeing that all these things should be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness? Right? So that's why I mentioned earlier, we got to be on point, you know, stay in the spirit, looking for and hastening to the coming of the Lord Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire should be dissolved, and the elements should melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, which dwelleth righteousness. All right. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. So keep your shit clean, Akim. But with that, all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Our Lord's will, you're edified. To the next lesson. Shalom.